Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Gary's Record Collection. We're getting in the time machine today. We're going back to a live concert, another bootleg. Yes, that's right. Led Zeppelin fans, take note. We are going to one of the most famous concerts of all time, Los Angeles Forum, June 23rd, 1977. It is for badge holders only. What a great concert. This is 3 hours of lunacy, as Robert Plant called it. And yes, I have the albums, of course. Here we go. Bootlegs that I got in the early 90s. And you can see that they came out in like 78 or so. Check out that you've got the tape that's holding these paper inserts in there. Certainly degraded over time. However, the music contained on it has not. So here's, that's part two. This is part one with Jimmy Page on the cover. And then part two, Robert Plant on the cover for badge holders only. This was reissued on vinyl in the late 90s by the Amazing Stork record label, just called Badgeholders. It's just a repressing for badge holders only, volume 1. This is an incredible show. And Los Angeles 77 was just a great run for Led Zeppelin. The first night, June 21st, was called Listen to This, Eddie, taped by Mike Millard, who's a famous taper, and he had this whole rig where he came in a wheelchair. He had his microphones hidden, made fantastic recordings. Did it on the first night, and this is the third night of that 6-night run in LA. Got in there and recorded a whole bunch of the show. His tape did not come out until into the late 80s, early 90s, and when it was put out on CD. The vinyl versions here are actually came out on the Dragonfly label. We found out a long time later, taped by bootlegger Jon Wizardo, who's been reissuing these off the original tapes. His tape in the 1978, when it came out, did not have The Song Remains the Same on it. Interestingly, in this concert, Jimmy Page is playing The Song Remains the Same, and that was the show opener on the double neck guitar, and the guitar strap breaks. So he has to sit down on the drum riser for the first song, which is The Song Remains the Same. So normally they would segue right into the Rover and Sick Again, but they had to stop, and so he could get another guitar and they could continue on. So that's where this record picks up. I'll tell you what, the sound of this recording is amazing. This part is from the Jon Wizardo tape. Over the Hills and Far Away was about the fourth song in, and it's light to begin with, and then it's heavy, and it echoes in the Forum hall, in the walls of the Forum. It sounds great. Let's just listen to a little bit of this. With an introduction by Robert Plant.
I guess we all dream as dreamers do. We must dedicate this song to perhaps one of the biggest dreamers in the world. A star quality badge holder to Mr. John Binden, Hugh the Plonker.
And there's a reference to badge holders, and this will come up a lot during the concert. Obviously an audience recording, and you can hear them yelling and whistling in the background. Sometimes they were setting off fireworks too. Not a good idea, but it was the 70s. What are you going to do?
Hey lady, you got the love like me. Maybe you're in love.
And who's ready for the thunder when this comes crashing in?
Okay.
Oh, and it sounds so tight too. That's just awesome. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit just to hear Jimmy Page's guitar solo. Page just stops playing and John Bonham fills in that gap. It's just incredible. And we're only like 25 minutes into the concert. What else is there? I'll tell you what else is there. After Over the Hills and Far Away, they played Since I've Been Loving You, and then they got into No Quarter from the Houses of the Holy album. Now on that album was, what, 6 minutes long or so? By the time 1977 rolled around, these babies were like a half an hour. And they were just, it was a piano concerto. We're going to join this in progress about 9 minutes in or so. And it is just amazing. Just joining us in the middle. It's not a piano concerto or recital. It's a Led Zeppelin concert. This is amazing. Oh, I love how this resolves here. Just beautiful. And you keep going, and then you, after a 12-bar blues, they go right into it. They start playing a jam. And by the way, at this point, we are now into the Mike Millard tape. His recording started during Since I've Been Loving You, so he missed the first 4 songs. Apparently, I guess his tape deck was on pause by accident. Ooh, what an accident to make, but at least we got the rest of the show. Goes on after No Quarter, we play 10 Years Gone, then you go into the acoustic set, Battle of Evermore, Going to California, Black Country Woman, Barney R. Stomp, and then Jimmy Page's solo showcase of White Summer, Black Mountain Side. And we've played this before. 77 concert attendees had no idea what was coming, so we're going to pick it up right at the end of Black Mountain Side. And the crowd went nuts. Now everybody here is going nuts because there was a big mirrored ball at the top of the arena and they hit it with a spotlight. It made the arena crazy. And we're letting this play. If you know this tape, you know what's coming up. Led Zeppelin, when they were on fire, they were on fire. However, sometimes there were mistakes made, and this is one of those famous ones where somebody lost their place. Listen to this after this. Uh-oh, they're lost. I mean, what do you do? You're in concert, you're in front of 20,000 people. What do you do? Just like can the song 2 minutes in and go, you know what, we made a mistake, we're going to start up. No, they keep plowing through it. Oh, they got back on track. Oh, that happened a couple of times during the 77 tour. So Kashmir was a apparently a difficult song to play. It was remembering which way to go, and a couple of times they missed it, and that was one of them, one of the more famous ones. Following Kashmir, they called an audible. It was supposed to be the drum solo after that, but John Bonham from behind the drum kit bellowed "Trampled Underfoot," and they changed the program.
Right now it's that time of the night where we'd like to talk about badge holders, because the next song, the next... Oh no, we're going to change the program. But we can still have a look at the badge holder, can we? Is there anybody on the...
And Robert Plant's still going on about the badge holders.
I thought you got it arranged. Where's the badge holder? She's got a balloon over the toy shop.
What?
Okay, we'll look for the badge holder. I'm not a badge holder, what are you doing? We're going to change the program and dedicate the next piece to the automobile industry. This is called Trampled Underfoot.
That was a good place to put it in the concert, because John Paul Jones had already been on keyboards for Kashmir, so he didn't really have to get up out of his seat. And Jimmy Page, all he needed to do was change up from the Dan Electro guitar to the Les Paul, and he was ready to go. If you've ever seen videos of this in concert, they had these gigantic multicolored pinwheels on each side of the stage that showered the entire stage with rainbow light. It was great, and they even used that in the reunion show at 2007 at the O2 Arena. But back to Trampled Underfoot, and they had a little guitar problem. Something happened with Jimmy Page's guitar, and he's getting it fixed. Maybe he'll come back. Will they stop the song? Probably not. There he is. Reviews I read about this bootleg years ago was Page, after his guitar breaks down, he uncharacteristically tortures his guitar with abandon after getting it back. And you know what? They were right, because he went nuts during the guitar solo. If you listen closely, he's got a delay going, because he'll hit one note and it'll repeat about almost a second later. So he got his revenge during that, Trampled Underfoot. And then after that, they finally get to the guitar, the drum solo. And here's how Robert Plant introduces it.
As you can, thank you very much, by the way. As you can no doubt tell by the movement on the snare drum there, it's now time to have a look at a badge holder. Can we have a look at a badge holder? There she is, there's Bonzo's Badgeholder. Over there on the left of the stage. A big round of applause for Bonzo's Badgeholder. Fantastic. Wearing a blue suit. So here you are, John, and your diamond-studded diamond-studded badge holding time. It's John Bonham over the top! Jon Bonham! Hey guys! Everybody with his arms! Man, shooters! Jon motherfuckers! What a pity!
The legendary Keith Moon, who's pals with Jon Bonham, comes out and starts with a crazy introduction. And Keith Moon famously said after the drum solo, he's like, I'll be back here later in the year with my backing group. Oh, Keith Moon. So that's June 77. I mean, 2 years later, he was gone. And then 3 years later, Jon Bonham was gone too. What a loss for music in general. And to have that preserved on film, I mean, think about it. This is 77 and it was very rare for these arenas to have multiple cameras set up to shoot. The Kingdome was one of them, the Pontiac Silverdome another, maybe in Houston at the Summit. And then to get those, to have that preserved in recordings, we know the Kingdome footage got out when they were doing the MTV rockumentary in 1990. But rumors of Pontiac and rumors of Houston, still to this day, and we're 45, almost 50 years later, and those tapes have not come out of the vault, not yet, if they exist. So just to have that 8mm film of Keith Moon and Jon Bonham bashing away on stage, it's, I mean, it's a treasure. And thank goodness somebody was able to get through without getting the sense knocked out of them by manager Peter Grant for sneaking in recording equipment. But that was fantastic. For Badgeholders only, June 23rd, 1977, you can find it on YouTube to listen to the whole concert. It's 3 hours. It's well worth your time. Yeah, they had some bum notes in Kashmir, and yeah, the guitar broke down during Trampled Underfoot, but you can listen to the whole concert and just feel the energy and the power. It was amazing. Hope you enjoyed it. This is Gary's Record Collection. We will see you on the flip side.